Okay, it is 4:52 on Tuesday. Today is July 9th. We're gonna go out and crush a full day. We want to get out early. I never get out as early as I want to, but I got a full breakfast, I got decent sleep, and now we're gonna go see how fast we can slay our first ride. Ideally, we get about 2.5 hours before the traffic really hits. So here we go. I waited about 2 minutes, a little bit longer than I would have hoped, but I got my first ride, so I'll probably have them picked up before 5 o'clock. We'll just call it 5 o'clock is when we're really getting started. And we're gonna see how many rides I can crush out. I'm gonna drive until about 2 p.m. today. So I'm just going straight through. It's gonna be like 9 hours straight. All right, it's now 5:25. I've already pumped out 2 rides. Kind of hit a lull, because once you get downtown, service just doesn't work on your phone. And so it makes it really tough to get a ride once you give a ride downtown, because you're kind of stuck there unless you're on a pool. So it's gonna get you, out of Dodge anyway. So had to leave downtown and driving back towards the freeway. Hopefully I'm gonna catch one. All right, I've been out for exactly 1 hour. I've done 3 trips. Made about $20. I don't know if I'm gonna get a tip from that last one or not. Really nice lady. Finished that ride at the Citadel. Right down the street is the casino, and I figure I'm probably not gonna get a ride out of the Citadel at 6 a.m., but the casino's always got some winners that are leaving. They play through the night and finish up at the wee hours of the morning. So I'm just gonna hang out here until I get my next ride. It's 7:09 right now. I've been on the road for a little over 2 hours. I made $47 between Lyft and Uber. I'm somewhere in Beverly Hills right now. I'd like to get back towards the freeway, but I've been able to avoid traffic like nobody's business, and I'm pretty happy about that. It's been pretty smooth sailing. Not a lot of talkative passengers, which sucks because it's really boring to hold on, I've got one coming in. As I was saying, I was able to avoid traffic for the most part throughout the morning. Picking some bloke up at the Beverly Hilton, so he's got it. I don't have any amenities today. I haven't been stocked up. We after the earthquake, we're like, wow, crap, we have no water at the house. Like, if something really bad happened, we'd be hosed. So I need to get water and amenities. So this is kind of tough to gauge how we're gonna do earnings wise without any amenities. It's 9:49. I just absolutely slayed a 90-minute trip from West Hollywood to Santa Ana. So I've been out for just under 4 hours, and I've made $130. Nope, lies. That's 5 hours, not 4 hours. Right, so from 5 to almost 10, just under 5 hours. Made it. Here's my earnings right here. Made $130, which I think is pretty good. Granted, I got helped well from that last trip, but if it wasn't that trip, it would have been 4 other trips, and it would have been nearly the same amount. I'm now down in Santa Ana, not exactly where I want to be, but I am planning on being out until about 2 o'clock. So I have about 4 hours left. I really do need to stretch my legs, though. I'm struggling. I was cramping a little bit, but he was running tight. He was a world champion gymnast. He's flying out of Santa Ana, but he wasn't flying out of the terminal. He's flying on a private jet at Jet Suite X, which is like these semi-private jets where you meet off-site. And he had his flight was at 10:30, and it's not like you miss your flight and they roll you over to the next one. It's like that's the flight. So I could feel there's a nervous tension in the air in the car. Like, he kept looking up at the time, and he didn't say anything to me, but I know he was concerned. That's all. But we made it in plenty of time. So I told him I'm not Nostradamus, but I know LA traffic a little bit. So I knew how long it would take, and it starts especially when you hit the carpool lane. By the time it gets near 10 o'clock, you can kind of cruise through it pretty well. I don't really want to go. I'm not a big airport queue person. I don't really like sitting in the airport queue and like hanging out with all the dudes that do it full time. Like whatever they do in the parking lot, they kind of all just mill around till they get around. That's not me. I just kind of drive. If I get a trip that goes to the airport and it causes me to get another one out of the airport, awesome. But it's not really like I'm not going to sit in the lot. It said I've never been actually to pick up from this airport, but it said there are 41 to 45 cars in the queue. I'm just not doing that. The last hour wasn't so great. After I did that airport drop off, I sat for probably like a half an hour. I was stuck in the airport queue, and the airport queue area at Santa Ana is massive, so you like really have to freaking drive away from it. And Uber like just wouldn't take me out of the area. It was like a half an hour before I ended up getting another trip. I mean, I'd done 2 trips in that hour, but neither of them were super long. I made like $13, not great during that hour. Granted, a half an hour, but it was sitting doing nothing. It's 11 o'clock, close to like 145 bucks. So, I mean, we're setting a good pace still. All right, guys, just a little update. It's 12:30 on the nose. Right now, I'm in Artesia or Cerritos, right off the 605. I've been out for, we'll call it 7.5 hours. I've raked in $164 in 7.5 hours. I'll put the earnings right up here for you. Take it back, $162 in 7.5 hours. So we're doing pretty good. It has tapered off a little bit since I had that magical ride, John Wayne Airport. The good news is I've started to make my way back. I didn't put in a destination filter. I figured I got plenty of time today. So I started to matriculate back, and I'm kind of getting close to where I want to be. All right, so I just put on my destination filters to head home. I'm about 15 minutes from home. It actually worked out super well. It's like around the time I wanted to be home anyways. And it just so happened like ride just kind of took me back towards the city, all the way from Santa Ana Airport. Like I didn't have to like just keep driving back. Like the ride after ride just kind of got closer and closer and closer and closer. I wish it was one ride that did it. Yeah, so I'm about 15 minutes from home. I've been out 9 straight hours. About a half an hour break from after I had that drop off at Santa Ana Airport where I just like didn't have a ride. But for the most part, it's only been a handful of minutes in between each ride. We'll do the final tally when we get home. So we just pulled in the driveway. It is 2:22 right now. I'll go run the math on the exact amount of time or whatnot. Okay guys, we're back inside. This is actually the following day. I just woke up and I want to put this video together. Getting the earnings real quick. I won't waste your time. Here's the screenshot from my phone of Lyft, which I made $144.99 over the course of 13 rides. And I had $7 in tips. For Uber, I made $52.46 with $11.50 in tips over 9 rides. So I did 22 rides total today. $197.45. That was my gross earnings. I drove for 9.5 hours. As you just saw, I did about 212 miles in my car, roughly. I don't know exactly, so we're kind of guesstimating. I get 45 miles a gallon, 4.71 gallons times $3.53 is what I paid. So, but that was $16.63 for gas. So you take that off the total, and the net earnings $180.82 plus this liter of artesian water that was bottled at the source in Tuscany, Italy, that this rich guy going on a private jet accidentally left in my car. So who's the real winner today? No deductions for amenities. Comes out to $180.82 divided by 9.5 hours comes out to $19.03 an hour. Not my greatest day. I've had much better days. I would say a good day, like our standard day, would be around $20-21 an hour. I'd say a great day would be after net earnings of around $23 an hour in Los Angeles. So anything under 20, I would say, is a below average day, but not too far away from average. I think this is probably a dollar or two away from like an average day an hour. So I would have probably hoped to make another 18 to 20 bucks. One thing that, man, I've never repped it for Lyft ever. If you know anything about me and my story, fast forward a few years, man, I really have to say the new feature on Lyft has swayed me where I kind of feel like I have a little bit of loyalty to them. When you get a trip request, it will actually tell you the length of time that the trip is. If you start from your house and you get a request, it'll tell you 14 minutes going southeast or 45 minutes going north. It'll tell you the length of time and the direction you'll be heading, which is outstanding. You can just think of 101 scenarios of why that would be good information to know and how that can help you determine if you should take or decline a ride. Man, it's awesome. It's awesome. Let's say you're in a surge zone, a 2-time surge zone, and you get it and it says it's a 3-minute ride. Well, screw that. I'm going to wait until I get a 45-minute ride in that surge zone. So you can just see like how builds loyalty to one platform over another. So I really hope Uber jumps on this because, man, I really felt myself saying, man, I hope I get more Lyft requests so I can have that information before I go pick these people up. Uber earnings versus Lyft earnings. What you do need to know, however, currently Uber pays more per mile and less per minute. Lyft pays less per mile and more per minute. So open roads early in the morning, Uber's the way to go because you're going to be getting paid more for those miles on the freeway. Where Lyft, when you're stuck in traffic, heavy traffic, Lyft is going to pay more because you're getting paid more per minute to do the same job. So just keep that in mind if you're considering one platform over another. I think you should always have them both running when you're waiting for a request. There were very few times today I waited more than 2 or 3 minutes, but I never had 2 requests come in at the same time. So I could have had double the wait time if I was just using one platform. Guys, I hope you appreciate these realistic videos. Again, I wouldn't even say that this was an outstanding day, and I'm a heavy advocate for driving rideshare, but I think making 200 plus should be just a standard. That should just be like a standard experience in LA. I just don't know how you couldn't. Like you've seen other videos. Like I really believe if you drive 12 to 14 hours, like making 300 plus a day is just like should just be a standard thing that everyone could do if you're really trying to grind. I know rate cuts have made it more difficult, but at the end of the day, this is still a viable side hustle. This is not. I still do not believe this is a viable career path. There's a ceiling that you're going to reach. There's no like middle management or supervisory roles that you can get into that are going to afford you the ability to make like $60 an hour. Like there's just not. There is an earnings threshold that you can reach when you get good at this, but you can only go so far. So I do believe that this is still a very, very viable side hustle. I anticipate doing more marathon days like today and just being real with you guys, no sugarcoating here. So again, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If there's things that you hate about it, go ahead and leave me a comment, as well as if there's some things you'd like me to show or videos you'd like me to make. Go ahead and drop me a comment and give me some food for thought. Again, as always, thank you for the support. God bless you. Have a great day.